When the storm will stop and the noise goes down, the lights go up in the middle of town. When the streets are gone and there's no...
Hey friends,
I'm JB,
and I'm Sarah.
and this is the Go Podcast.
When the storm will stop and the noise goes down,
I feel like we're gonna be so lame
Why are we going to be lame?
because we're tired.
I'm not tired. I'm ready to rock this.
You fell asleep playing Madden today.
How was it?
On the
3 o'clock in the
PS4.
afternoon.
I walk in, and just so there's some background here, Jonathan was like scolding our 4-year-old for not doing the right thing in Madden, and
I was trying to help him win. We were playing each other.
okay, and I'm like, listen, he's not your sibling.
Listen, though, he started off the game, and he ran backwards into the end zone.
He was really proud of himself.
No, he got a safety.
I know, but
He wasn't proud.
whatever. Well, anyways, so this was going on, and then later I hear Beckett yelling at Jonathan over and over again. I'm like, what's going on? Not like screaming at him, but just like, do this, do this, do this. And I walk over, and he's asleep on the couch.
Yeah,
Like,
we had switched. And
old man
we
level.
weren't playing Madden anymore at that point. We were playing
okay.
Avengers.
Regardless.
Lego Avengers.
Did you ever think in life that you would fall asleep playing video games? Because that happened today.
Never really gave it any thought. But anyway, that was a long time ago. That was this afternoon. It is now late. Our kids are in bed, and we are drinking coffee.
At 10 o'clock at night, because if you're going to have a podcast and have 3 kids, you're going to do it at 10 o'clock at night. That's it.
But if you're listening, drink some coffee with us.
I love that idea.
Unless you're like in the car or on the treadmill, because then that'd be weird.
Mm-hmm.
Not the car. You can drink coffee with us in the car.
I think you could drink coffee on a treadmill. I would do it.
Yeah. But running on a treadmill.
Oh, yeah.
Not just standing on a treadmill.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Anyway, so tomorrow is a big day. We have our second upward basketball game, and the Colts and the Cowboys both play their second playoff game of the year.
The Colts and the Cowboys did very well last weekend, so we're hopeful that they'll do well again. I'm really just showing up for the good food. That's all I care about when it comes to football, for the most part.
I'm really excited, but really skeptical. Like last week, I was angry until like the clock hit 0.
So Jonathan always picks teams that are heartbreakers. Like,
They're my teams.
well, regardless, the
They're
teams
just
that you
heartbreakers.
decided to make your teams
Yeah.
are heartbreakers. They like tease you throughout the season, and then they're like almost good, and then it's like, nope.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hopefully that's not the case.
Like Notre Dame. They're really good this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then just got slammed. But Alabama got slammed by Clemson too. So
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
good. But yeah, so that's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, and we have a birthday party, and it's Bowen's first birthday party. That's a girl's.
It is a girl.
And listen, I need everyone to know that I had such a good time buying her birthday present, because I get to buy no girl stuff.
What did we
So
get
I
her?
was excited. This really cute pink and red shirt that's like for Valentine's Day, and it says "Friends Forever." And then
Is it like on Just Friends and it says milkshakes come and go, but best friends are forever?
I don't know if a lot of people know that movie, but it's like one of our favorites.
There's gonna be like 3 people that get that.
Yeah, that's all right. But Ryan Reynolds is awesome. I like
And
him.
this girl is our neighbor, and
Yes.
she is in Bowen's class. So
And she's super sweet and super cute. And I got her glitter nail polish, and I got her fuzzy pink and purple socks. I was so excited. We are so lucky that we don't have girls.
I am thankful for that. Yeah. So this past week we had our first like middle school ministry night of the semester, which was really like our first one to be fully like the leaders of. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
M12 is what it's called. If you're unfamiliar, that was great.
It was great. It was really fun and exciting.
Lots of energy.
Lots of energy.
We switched some stuff up. We removed all the chairs, so then everybody sat on the floor, and we did a crazy game. And it was just absolute mass chaos.
I love seeing some of the adults in the room, like their eyes just like super big, like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And it's just, it's chaos, but then It's controlled chaos. I know that term's used quite a bit.
There's actually another podcast called Controlled Chaos.
I heard it's a good one, too.
I've heard that, too. And there's a book that I just got, too.
Have you read
It's
it?
about middle school ministry. I haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
I got it for free.
I think that term just makes sense for middle school ministry. Controlled chaos.
Yep.
But yeah, so we're super excited for the year and just, I think, getting more settled here and feeling like we can run with this ministry and see where it goes and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really fun. Just the whole night, beginning to end. We fed our leaders a nice Italian dinner. Mm-hmm. So that was fun. It was a good night.
It was
but
good.
Tonight, or today, or this morning, or whenever you happen to be listening, we are going to be talking about marriage.
We are. So we hit our 10-year anniversary. We're very proud of ourselves that we got this far without killing each other. So
It's true.
yay for us.
I don't even know if I really thought about killing you, so that's good.
That is so
Fist
fantastic.
bump.
I'm not going to answer on my end, but
Ouch.
I'm just kidding. I don't think we would ever jump to say that we are marriage experts. Like, by no means. That's not the hope for this podcast. We just want to share with you some things that we learned in the last 10 years that has helped us in our marriage and
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah. We've actually, I think we said this on the last show, we've known each other for 20 years. And so then, yeah, we celebrated a 10-year wedding anniversary, and we like to reminisce and be sentimental and stuff. So we've talked a lot about like different stages of our marriage over the years, and the other two ministries that we've led, and just things like that. It's been fun to just kind of look back and celebrate that, and we're really looking forward to our little anniversary vacation getaway.
Guys, we are going to the beach, and I'm so excited. And we're going to the beach without our children. That's a very important detail.
But we can't tell them when we're going, because then people like break into your house and stuff. If you tell when you're going on vacation.
It's not for a while.
It's tomorrow. It's
Actually
tomorrow.
not. Now we're going to have people breaking in our house tomorrow. Be prepared.
Well, I'll be here because there's 8 hours of football games that I'm going to watch. So
He will be on the couch, probably asleep.
All right. So we're going to get rolling. We've got about 12 bullet points, things we've learned over the course of 10 years of marriage.
Which is kind of frustrating because it'd be nice if we had 10, because 10, but whatever. It's fine.
We
So
don't.
why don't you start with number 1?
Okay. Number 1, and this one, if you're married, you're probably like, amen, yes. You are going to get annoyed with each other.
Yes, absolutely. Stay calm. It will happen.
You're going to hit a point about 36 hours into your marriage, and you're going to be like, what the heck? What?
I think we got in an argument on day 5 of our marriage.
Day
actually.
4, Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's why people don't get married on the holidays.
Yeah, it's crazy. But we worked that out. I think we figured that one out pretty well. But yeah, we were full blown in a fight. Very first Christmas Eve we were married, 4 days in.
Yeah.
But you're gonna get annoyed with each other, and that's okay. You're learning. It's like when you go to college and you have a roommate. You get super annoyed with them because you don't know how they live. You're learning how to exist with them in the same space. And man, our refrigerator just like super loudly just started humming.
Oh, our refrigerator in Fort Wayne did that too.
It was broken.
It has to be us.
But
They don't care.
down. They don't
Sorry for refrigerator. We're hanging out here on the dining room table. That's just how it goes. Back to the being annoyed with each other. I think there's kind of this idea that, oh, it's got to be perfect and great. And then that moment where you're like, I love you, but I need some space from you. I need, like, that could be almost disappointing. Like, oh no, it's not what I thought. And
It's
like,
not magical all the
it's
time.
not my fantasy. And it's like, you know what? Like, just kind of have fun with it. When we were in our first year of marriage, Jonathan would get frustrated with me because you don't have to be so enthusiastic about it with your head nod over there.
Listen,
But
it's true.
I am not a systems person, so I don't care how the dishwasher is loaded. I do not care. But Jonathan really, really cares. And he really cares if his red t-shirts are together in the closet.
That's true.
And if his orange t-shirts are together in his closet. And he's got like 400 t-shirts because he's in youth ministry. And that's what you do. And so what I did was like just kind of intentionally messed it up. just because I didn't want to be on eggshells, making sure I hit your system.
Yeah.
And that worked for me.
Do you still do that with my socks, or?
Kind of. So I rarely match Jonathan's socks correctly. If they're a different color, I'll get it. But if it's like, you have 40 different types of black socks, and it's like,
I feel like this is the Slam JV show today. But see, Sarah's still annoyed with me 10 years in.
and now you're annoyed with me. It's perfect.
It's just a circle of life. But you will get annoyed with each other. Have fun with it. You will also enjoy being with each other too. But don't... Go ahead.
That's our next one. So,
oh, wow. Segue.
Yeah.
I legit didn't know that. Sarah, what's the next one?
The next one is marriage is intended to be fun. I would love if this could be a question that we throw out to people and just hear what they think. Because I don't know if I've heard that before, that it's intended to be fun. What do you think?
What question are we asking? Is marriage intended to be fun?
Yes.
Let's put it on the Instagram poll.
Okay. We want to hear from you. Do you think marriage is intended to be fun?
I think so.
I think so.
I mean, you commit to being with the same person for the rest of your life. You might as well have fun with it.
I agree.
Right?
I definitely agree. And I hear so often, marriage is hard. So I make sure that when I write in our cards that we give people for weddings that, yes, marriage can be hard, but it can also be really fun. And I hope it's really fun for you.
Yeah.
So
we're not one of those like strict one date night a week people. That's like not us. Like it's not like Friday night date night every week. I mean, tonight it's Friday night and we're recording a podcast, but we're pretty intentional about trying to do things that are fun, but they don't have to be extravagant.
Right.
Like they can be like silly. And now that we've got kids, we include them in a lot of it. Like tonight we kind of had movie night and watched The Greatest Showman and hung out, and it was fun. And a couple nights ago we had a Madden tournament on the PlayStation, and Sarah played. And
I kicked Beckett's butt, in case anybody wanted to know, and I was very proud of myself.
But just trying to do things that don't have to be crazy, don't have to be expensive and spend lots of money, but are fun. And you can just enjoy yourselves.
Absolutely.
Cool. Next one. This one I think kind of relates to the first one that I shared, but be a student of your spouse. Learn the things that they like, learn the things that they do and how they live, what they like to eat, what they don't like to eat, learn their systems, and mess their systems up sometimes.
Just for the fun of it.
Just for the fun of it.
I love that one. I think that's something that we've done well, to want to learn about each other, and we are very different in a lot of ways in our personalities, and so I think we found a way to be students of each other, and I want to learn from you. Like we talked about this last time, but you are very disciplined, and so that's something that has helped me be more disciplined just because we're married, and I'm kind of trying to figure out how you work and how you do things, but I think we've met a lot in the middle.
I was going to say the same phrase.
Oh, are you going to sing the song
I'm not going to
too?
sing the song.
That's so sad.
But I was going to say the same thing. Like there's a lot of things that we've learned about each other, and a lot of ways that we've kind of just drifted towards how the other person does it. Whereas I used to be like super on time, like early to everything. Sarah was not.
Nope.
But now she is more so, and I am less so. Like I'm more okay, like cutting it close, where it doesn't stress me out as much.
Right, and I think relationally, just in different life situations, I've toughened up a little bit, and you have.
Sarah's got a chorus of text messages blaring through on her cell phone.
I have a lot of friends, okay?
And not a mute button.
I fixed it.
Okay,
My phone's
good.
always on mute unless, we're recording a podcast.
Back to number one. You're going to get annoyed with your
I'm sorry. What were we even saying? Oh, okay. So I think I have toughened up in life.
Yeah.
And you have softened.
Oh, I'm a huge freaking softie now. I'm so thankful we don't have girls.
Yeah.
Guys, I'd be crying all the time if I had girls.
I think you might.
But yeah, you have to toughen up when you're married to me, because
That's true.
I'm kind of hard to live
I
with.
tell people I used to have feelings, and then I'm just kidding. So the next one, if you're cool with us jumping to the next one.
Let's go. Is this a more than G-rated one?
This is,
Okay.
yeah.
So, heads up.
Heads up. When we were coming up with the list, I was like, man, this is just going to be...
I don't want iTunes to slap us with the old explicit.
I know. Okay, so should I not say the word then?
No, say it.
Okay. Sex is good and important.
All the time.
All the time. All the time.
Go. Sex is good and important.
Yes.
I just flustered you, I think.
I think with the all the time thing, I got uncomfortable. I'm like, okay, are we really getting into this? But I feel strongly about this. I think being in Christian circles, sometimes the joke is that women just like deal with it, and it's not something that they enjoy. It's something they have to do. I don't like that at all. I cannot ask a teenager to wait until their wedding night to have sex and then...
Well, everybody wants to do it. You know, like...
Right.
You know, when you're talking to teenagers, it's like, you don't really get a teenager. It's like, no, I have no interest in that. Like, it's not a struggle for me and my significant other.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, like, I'll hear that maybe from teenage girls who are like, ew, that's gross, I don't want to do that.
Ew.
But then they, like, fall in love, and I'm like, listen, like, you have to put some space between you and this person right now.
For sure.
So that's kind of where it starts. But then I feel like later in marriage, sometimes that's the trend. That's just something that they deal with. And I think that is horrible. I think this goes back into the whole marriage is intended to be fun and good. And so if you're not having good sex, I think that's something that you need to, if you're married and not having good sex.
I'm trying to be like super mature about this and not make inappropriate jokes and comments.
So when we were making our list of all of these things, it was fun. Let's just put it that way, and not appropriate. But
that's true. But yeah, I agree. Sex is good. God created sex within the bounds of marriage in order to be enjoyed and to reproduce, and like enjoy it. Like it's not a chore. It doesn't have to be a chore. Make it fun. Make it enjoyable. Do it often.
yeah.
I mean, as much as you possibly can. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Kids change everything.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Like, everything. We have 3. They're 6, 4, and 2. All boys. And each one has changed it in a little bit different way. And we've talked about this a lot. Like the change from 0 to 1 may have been the easiest change.
I think because it's like you have one and it's just so
like blissful and magical.
like,
for
oh,
like 3 days.
the baby pooped on me. You know, like it's like not a big deal. And then it's like 3 a.m. and
I'm like,
you have. We call these things poop emergencies when there's a poop explosion or something like that. And now it's just like all the time.
You know what? Our youngest is 2 right now. It's been a little bit since we've had a poop emergency.
It's
like
true.
a full-blown, legit one.
Now we have skid marks. We have entered the land.
Sarah has had to learn
skid
about
marks.
skid marks
Is
with
that
boys.
normal? Somebody tell me, like, do boys always have skid marks, or is it just my boys, or somebody message me and help me out? I need to know.
Yeah, I don't know about girls, but I don't know. It's pretty normal with boys, I think. Not as gross as you think it is.
Wait. Is it still normal for you? Do you still have skid marks?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
I guess I do your laundry, so I know that.
That's true. All right, let's go to the next one because this got
Real
low.
weird.
Yep.
Over and over and over again. This one is a little bit deeper. So, you get to decide if adversity brings you together or tears you apart.
Can you repeat that?
You get to decide if adversity brings you together or tears you apart. So,
Good.
when the storm comes, which storms will come,
They will.
they absolutely will. You're either going to turn in towards each other or you're going to turn away. And I think that sometimes turning away is easier because you can justify this or that, or say, well, this is what I need, or this is just too hard. But if you don't turn in, there's going to be a lot of hardship and consequences for that later. I think you get very vulnerable when, in times of adversity, if you're not connecting and growing together. Seasons where it's been hard for us, I think, especially this last season with the transition and all of that, we've had to kind of cling to Jesus and cling to each other, and that's what we've had. That's been very helpful to us.
Yeah. I don't know if it's been the combination of being married and being in ministry, but I feel like we've really had to learn how to have hard conversations, have them often and have them well. And it's uncomfortable and it's not fun. But I think that has been one of the most important things for us, is to be able to like sit down and hash out something, whatever that might be. Sometimes it's a 10-minute conversation, but sometimes it's a 2-hour conversation. And sometimes it starts at 11 o'clock at night and you don't want to have it, but
Right.
it's important to have it. It was like Sarah said, like you've got to lean in and not pull away and not run from the trouble or whatever it might be. It could just be a difficult season in your life, and I think just leaning on each other during those times is important.
I think for me, it's been helpful to kind of pitch to you, here's what I need to talk to you about, and I don't really know how, or I'm upset about this, but I don't know how to get it out to you. And just kind of pitching it that way instead of just like jumping in like full-blown attack mode never ends well. The startup of an argument is really important. So just being able to say like, hey, this is what I need, but I don't know exactly how to go about that. Could you help me know what would be best for you and how I would go about this?
Yeah, I think within this, like you mentioned the start of an argument, like I think a lot of times we approach situations like bracing that it's going to be an argument, but if we approach it in the right way, it's not always going to be an argument. And if we're the one being approached, if we can have the right mindset that and trust that our spouse isn't coming at us to attack us, then it could prevent a lot of arguments. Does that make sense?
Yeah, there's research that backs that up that you're saying. John and Julie Gottman are researchers. They have the Love Lab. I think it's out in
The Love Lab.
Yeah, so they study couples, like just when they see each other after 8 hours, how would they interact after work, kind of thing like that.
Interesting.
It's really interesting, but they have a ton of research about how the start of an argument is an indicator of health in a relationship. So
Interesting.
next time you're upset with your spouse or anyone, the startup to that conversation is important. So be gentle, and all the I statements instead of you statements and all those things.
Yep. That's good. Cool. We're going to move on to the next one. Put the other person first. That can kind of sound cliche. I mean, like everybody kind of says that in marriage. Like you got to put the other person first, but I think it's like legitimately really true. Like you have to figure out how to put the other person's needs before yours and try to think about what their needs are, not just like, oh, well, they said they want to do this, so we'll do that. Like figure out what they like and what they need and what they want, and put those before what you like and need and want.
I think that's probably the most obvious on our list, but the hardest to do.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just natural to put yourself first.
Yeah.
And we all do it. And so you have to almost fight your flesh.
Yep. Okay, so that one was put the needs of the other person first. And the next one kind of sounds like it's the opposite, but it is do things for yourself. Like in marriage, it takes a lot of work to have a good, healthy marriage. So you also need to find time to do things for you and to care for yourself and have hobbies, and figuring out how to do that well without being like, okay, I'm doing things for myself. I'm always gone. I'm playing golf. I'm playing softball. I'm doing this and hunting and fishing. And like, it's very easy to do too much of that, but I think it's very easy to just not have any of that for yourself.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like it's this all or nothing kind of thing where you can definitely get too far into it and it's all about you. But if it's not about you at all, then you're going to end up being in a bad place and needing to be recharged and restored. And if you put that off for too long, it can end poorly. So, yeah, doing things for yourself. And with kids, sometimes that's hard.
Yeah.
Because if I do something for me, that means that you're going to watch the kids.
Right.
And there's not a ton of extra time all the time to do that. So I try to be picky with what I do for me, knowing that, and you do the same.
Yeah.
Just make sure it really counts when we do
And
it.
usually mine take a lot longer, like playing around a golf. Like that's at least 2 hours.
Yeah.
Going hunting, like it's at least a morning, if not an overnight thing.
Right.
And like we kicked you out of the house. What was that, last weekend or a couple weeks ago, to go get your nails done?
Yeah, it was right before Christmas.
And like that was like an hour that you were gone. Like, so I feel like we find different things that.
I think my friends and I have talked about this a lot, but men are so good at like coming up with things they need to do without the children around. Like women, they do things with the kids. Like, if we get together, we go to the park and we have the kids. But the men go golfing, right?
You can't take kids on the golf course.
Exactly. So you guys just have these, like, allotted things that, like, it's just natural that kids can't come. And so we're like, we have to figure this out. Like, and, like, women, when we get together, we do, like, bridal showers and baby showers. And we play games that most people don't, like, love. And so me and my friends tried to do something different and just like go to dinner and get pedicures for showers, and that was fantastic.
Which with our group of friends, like you guys did that like what, 3 times a year it seemed like.
We took advantage of it because we had so many babies. I think it was deserved. It's my opinion.
Yeah, it was for sure. All right, let's jump to the next one.
The next one is do things together, and this makes me think my Aunt Tammy, actually, before we got married, said, if your husband's washing his truck, don't just let him wash his truck. Go wash the truck with him and
Go
talk
wash
with him.
his truck for him.
Go wash. No, she said do it with him. And then she also said, and if you're folding laundry, he should be folding laundry with you. You can sit and talk. And I just love that motto of why not do it together? I think that ties back into the marriage can be fun. Then it doesn't feel so much like washing your truck that you don't have. He doesn't have a truck. But if you did, if we washed it together, it would be more fun than if you just did it alone. Maybe
I think there's other opinions there.
You probably want to just wash your
like
truck
mow
yourself.
the yard together. No, thank you. I'll do it by myself.
That's true. It doesn't have to be everything, but
No, it is really good advice. Like, we like to find things to do together. Like, whether that's just clean. Like this afternoon, Sarah started vacuuming the floors, and we have hardwood floor throughout our entire house. And so I just kind of started following her with the Swiffer and the little Swiffer mop because it needed done.
Right.
And it got done way quicker.
we didn't even say anything about that.
Nope.
I was like, all right, that's great.
Yep.
And then jump to the next thing. But that partnership, I think, works out really well for us.
Yeah, for sure.
So-
We had we did a premarital counseling thing when we were in college, and we kind of took this class, and then we had like a mentor couple. I couldn't even tell you their names. They obviously like didn't make a huge impact on our life, but they were very nice.
They were very, very kind.
Like we got to go to their house and all that, but the woman told us how much her husband loved to play softball. She's like, he's played church softball for 30 years and he just loves it. It's his favorite night of the week. And she's like, I wanted to be a part, so I kept the scorebook. And I've kept the scorebook for years and years and years. And I think Sarah had smoke coming out of her ears because she was so angry.
Well, she had just said, too, that he liked to parasail. So, like, she's like, I don't like to do those things, but I'll take the pictures. And we left, and I was like, listen, I'm not taking pictures of you, like, for our whole life. I'm not doing your scorebook. Like, you can take pictures of me parasailing, or we can do that together. But no, thank you, which sounds horrible. But just that idea of, like, that's not our marriage. Now, I do think that for them that worked, and they were completely satisfied with that.
Oh,
but
yeah.
for
And
us,
some of
it's
you,
something different.
some of you listening, that may be your thing. You know, you may just love being that spectator, that picture taker, and that gives you joy. That's great. We are so happy for you in that.
Yes.
But it just doesn't work for everybody.
Yep.
All right, next one. Speak your needs.
Yes.
Make sure your spouse knows what you need. Now, this needs to be done in a respectful way. Mm-hmm. We've kind of talked about that a little bit, like with approaching an argument and things like that. Not everything has to turn into an argument, but if you're feeling a certain way and you need your spouse to know that, and you need them to maybe do something a little differently, or you need to do something differently, like tell them that. Be honest with them about that.
I think speaking your needs before you're in an argument is important, because
Yes.
if you're in the heat of the moment and you're fighting, that's not a time to be like, I need this, I need this, I need this. Like, that is not a great way to communicate with your spouse, where months before that, or a week before that, or a day before that heated moment, you kind of just eliminate the heated moment because you say, hey, I need some time alone. This is not one that I think we're stellar at. I think both of us could be better at speaking our needs with one another. Not that we don't ever do it. We definitely do. But
Yeah.
I think that's something that we're still growing in,
Yeah.
to know how to articulate that. And
I think that we did an episode a while back called Honesty Hour. You can go back and listen to that. I think it's one of my favorite episodes. But we do these things called Honesty Hours. We don't do it as much anymore because we've kind of like worked it was actually the first episode we did. I was just looking it up.
Oh, okay.
So episode 1 is Honesty Hour, but we've kind of worked this Honesty Hour into our rhythm a little bit. But Honesty Hour was a time where we'd sit down and we agreed that we weren't going to take anything negative away from there. We weren't going to let it turn into a fight, but we could be completely honest about what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
We would address it. We would talk about it. And then Honesty Hour would be over and we'd move on with life.
yeah.
And hopefully we'd correct what needed correcting and fix what needed fixing. And so that was our initial way in our marriage of speaking our needs to each other. It wasn't like, oh, you left your toothpaste out on the counter. Like, it wasn't like that stuff. It was like more deeper stuff that we needed to address and needed to work through in order to get to a healthy place in our marriage.
So we just created the right time for a conversation.
I like that. Create the right time for a conversation.
I think because it's, we're on our date, and I don't know about you, but I don't want to have these like hard conversations on our dates.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have a good time. I don't know if that's bad or not, but that's my preference. I would rather have the discussion at a different point where we're in our home and I can scream and yell at you as loud as I want. I'm just kidding.
Or you can wait till it's 11 o'clock and I'm about ready to walk into the bedroom to go to bed.
And I'm like, I have all these
hey,
feelings.
I need to talk to you.
Yeah, you hate that. I've gotten better at that.
You have gotten better at that.
Thank you.
It's been good.
Thanks for the affirmation. I
You
appreciate
are
it.
so welcome.
Here's our last one, and I think this is one of my favorites, but we believe that serving together is a must.
Yeah.
So for us, that's student ministry. But serving together has radically changed our marriage, changed our relationship. It's made us less us-focused and more other-focused. I don't think it's healthy for any marriage to sit around and talk about their marriage all the time. You're just going to create problems and find problems.
Oh, yeah.
When you are focused on other people and you're focused on the next generation or whoever that might be that God calls you to serve, it really changes your mindset. I think it helps you put your priorities in the right place, and it's been awesome for us.
Yeah, and it's time to spend together. Like, we've recruited so many friends over the years to serve with us in student ministry, and it's cool to see maybe the wife or the husband was already serving, and then we pull in the other one, and they just absolutely love doing it. Like, I could list probably 5 or 6 couples off the top of my head that we like. just have been so passionate about student ministry.
And some of them have even said, like, this has been so great for our marriage because this is what we're talking about. This is what we're excited about doing together.
Yeah. And so, like Sarah said, for us, it's been 10 years of serving in student ministry while we've been married, and it's been fun. Like, it adds an element of fun that really doesn't cost us anything other than a night of the week.
Yeah, for sure. It's great. And so that would be an encouragement from us to you guys if you're married and you want to grow and connect with your spouse, that looking for a way or a place to serve, there's endless options.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be student ministry. Like,
if you want it to be student ministry, you want it to be M12, we're fine with that.
Yes, we're so happy to bring in couples to serve with us in M12. But it doesn't have to be. It can be in the church. It doesn't have to be in the church. It can be, whatever. Work, serving in a homeless shelter or a soup kitchen or just anything. But if you're doing together, like, that's the important piece of it.
I think you'll know when you find the absolute right thing for you when you leave serving and you are more energized than when you left.
Yeah.
Like, for us, we used to come home from youth group and be like, like, couldn't stop talking, back and forth, excited, like,
and some of our
really
friends have shared the
energized.
same thing. They drive home from youth group and they're just talking about what happened and talking about their students and maybe talking about what's coming up, whether it's a mission trip or a retreat or something like that.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna serve, which we really encourage you serve with your spouse. I think it's a huge thing for your marriage.
We have another episode coming out
Yes.
that will be all about what we've learned in our first 10 years of ministry.
Yes. So similar idea to this one. We'll just kind of have a list, and we're gonna walk through that with you guys. And like we said, we've been serving in student ministry for 10 years, and just some key things that we've learned in that time. And whether you're in student ministry or not, I think this will be applicable to you.
We've got some funny stories.
And we
too.
will have some good stories. If you're listening, we love for you to rate and review the podcast.
Yes, please.
And share it with your friends. Share it on social media. This is super fun. And we will very soon start getting some guests on here so you can hear more than just our voices all the time.
I think people would like that.
They would like that very much. So, Sarah, you got anything else?
I don't. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, today, tomorrow, whatever.
If you liked the music at the beginning of the podcast, check that out. It is Addison Agan.
I think she's going to have some new music coming our way soon, too.
I think so. But the link to all of her music is in the show notes, so you can find that there. She's incredible, so go check her out.
Absolutely. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Cool, guys. Have a good week.
Bye.
When the storm